All right, today we're going to talk about a box and whisker plot. So what is a box and whisker plot? It's another form of way to organize data. So like when you have your pie charts that you learned, you will organize in a set of data. When you had your histograms or your box or your bar graphs, those are forms to organize data. So this is same thing, except it's just a new way that you're going to learn how to organize data. Okay. All right. So box and whisker. It kind of looks like a box with whiskers, I guess is what they say. All right. So these legs, so what's in pink right here, magenta, we call this your whisker. Okay. That's my whisker. That's my whisker. All right. Now, these dots on the end over here, so this dot right here, that is going to be your least value, okay? Your lowest value. And then the dot over here, you guessed it, that is your greatest value, okay? All right. Then we're going to introduce you to something called quartiles, okay? So this has 3 quartiles. So first you have your box, which is in blue. So this is our box. Okay, so you got the box and then the whiskers. And inside the box, there are 3 different quartiles. Okay? The first quartile, which is right here, is actually called quartile 1. For once, math is keeping it simple, isn't it? And then in the middle somewhere of this box, or just somewhere in between, you're going to have a line somewhere. It doesn't have to be in the middle, okay? It can be something like this. And we call that quartile 2. And quartile 2 is special because it's your median. Remember learning median a long time ago? Median is your middle number, okay? And then at the end of the box, you're going to have quartile 3, okay? And that is what your box and whisker is comprised of. Now, if you see, there is a graph down here, and you would have numbers down here. Scaled, however, we'll scale it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, okay? And so you could tell the stuff. Now, sometimes you will have an outlier, okay? And an outlier will not be on the graph. It'll be like a star somewhere. So 5 would be the outlier here, okay? So that would be what an outlier would look like if you saw one, okay? And an outlier is just a piece of data that it is completely off from the rest of the data points. Okay, it's just like so far out there. Now, your box and whisker plots. If you look, it's comprised of 4 sections. You've got the whisker part, that's section 1. You've got this first half of the box, that's section 2. You've got another section of box, that's section 3. And then you have your last whisker, which is section 4. So there are 4 sections here, and each section has 25% of the data points. Okay, you need to know that. So each section, so this whisker right here, it has 25% of your data points. This part of the box has 25% of your data points. This part of the box has 25% of your data points. And then this final whisker has 25% of your data points. Okay? Now, these new words, your least value, your greatest value, quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3, it actually has a special name to it, and it's called the 5-number summary, okay? 5-number summary, all right? And it's composed of those things. It's composed of your minimum, which is your least value, okay? Minimum. It's comprised of quartile 1, quartile 2, which is your median, okay, then quartile 3, and then your maximum value. Okay, so that is your 5-number summary that you have to have in order to create this box, okay? And as you guessed it, Desmos does it for you. Isn't that so exciting? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually create a box and whisker plot, okay? All right, so let's do an example, and let's learn how to use Desmos into doing this, okay? So I want to find the 5-number summary given this following data, okay? Now remember, the more data you got, the better your graph is. So that's why there's quite a bit data points. That's probably going to be the most annoying part, is just entering this data in. Okay, guys? All right, so we're going to use Desmos to find the 5-number summary, and that is your min, your max, your Q1, your Q2, and your Q3, okay? All right, so we're going to go to Desmos. Now, when you go to Desmos, you've got to create your list. Okay, and your list is those number points. There's quite a bit of number points, okay? Now, when I create a list, I label it L just because list L, okay? So we're going to say L. We're going to say equals, okay? Now, you got to use the right brackets, okay? And you actually just have to use parentheses. I was like building up, and it wasn't even like that serious. Okay. Actually, hold on. Nope. I think it is. Let's see. I think you actually use your brackets right here. Yes. There we go. Brackets. Sorry, my bad. All right, brackets. And then we're just going to list out those points. It doesn't have to be in order. You just list them out as you see them. Okay? So we've got 3, comma, 10, comma, 18, comma. All right, so put my list in there. I didn't want you to have to hear me literally say that whole list, okay? So my list is in there. I've got 24 elements. Proofread it just to make sure. That is literally the hardest part. After you do that, you type stats, parentheses. I do believe it's parentheses. Let me not get this wrong too. Yeah, it's parentheses. Parentheses, capital L, because you want the stats of your list. And looky. It's got everything right there. You did it. No math involved. All you did was type a list in. Boom, bam, you've got your 5-number summary. How freaking awesome is that? Okay, so we're just going to transpose it. So our minimum is 0. Our Q1 is 4. So minimum is 0. Q1 is 4. Then we have median is 10. 10, 17, 45. 10, 17, 45. Now you see how it said median? Median is your Q2, okay? So this one says median, but it is your Q2, all right? So Q3 was 17, max is 45. All right, so I've got my 5-number summary. So now I can build my box and whisker plot, okay? Now you want to scale it based off of what you see. So I know my lowest number needs to be 0, my highest number needs to be 5. Okay, because you've got to build your graph below the box and whisker plot. Okay, so you just look and you just see what would be best. I actually think you could do it in 5s. Okay, and it would hit majority of them. So I would do 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and then 45, okay? All right, so now we're going to plot our stuff, okay? So first we're going to plot, let's see what color I want to use. Let's use this color, okay? So my min is 0, so we put a dot there, okay? My max is 45, we put another dot there, all right? Q1 starts your box, so Q1 is 4, so that's a little bit less than 5, so I'm going to draw my box line right there. Okay, connect it with the whisker. Okay, my median is 10, so we're going to go to 10 and we're going to draw another line. Okay, Q3 is 17. That's a little bit, that's kind of halfway in between 15 and 20. So I'm going to put it right there. Now I have formed my box. And then the last thing to do is connect it to your other whisker. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay, so we got my least value. So we got your, so here, trying to make it. So you've got your min right there. Your max is over there. Your Q1 is that first line. Your Q2 is that middle. And your Q3 is that last one. Okay, and that's all you have to do. All right, when you're making a box and whisker plot. Okay, so that's how you create one, and that's how you get your 5-number summary. All right, Let's do one more. You want to do one more? We'll do it with not so much data points, okay? We'll maybe calm it down on the data set. So I want to do the 5-number summary and all that good jazz. So this is number 2. Given the data points 7, 9, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 5, 4. Okay, so I'm going to need my min, my Q1, my Q2, my Q3, and my max. Okay? All right, so we're going to go to Desmos and we're going to enter this stuff in. So I'm just going to exit out. I'm actually going to leave that one the same. And I'm going to move it down because I'm going to do the stats of list L no matter what. So we're going to go get our capital letter L. We need the bracket. Whoops. We need the equal sign first. Equal sign, then the bracket. Okay? And we're going to enter our list. And it was 7, 9, 8, 8, 8. And then 2 6s, a 5, and a 4. All right, 8 elements, and oh, it should be 9 elements. There's a comma. There we go. Yes. So now I'm going to take this my 5-number summary, and I'm going to write it down so we can do our box and whisker. So it's 4, 5.5, and 7. So 4, 5.5, and 7, and then I've got 8, 9. 8, 9. Now, I actually would scale this one by 1s because, I mean, your highest number is 9 and your lowest number is 4. I mean, why not, you know? We'll start with 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So now we're going to draw our box and whisker. Okay, so we do our min value. Our min value is at 4. We put a dot. Max value is 9. Put a dot. Okay. Q1 is 5.5, so that's halfway in between. So we draw a line right there. Q2 is 7. Draw a line there. Q3 is 8. Draw a line. Form your box. Connect your whiskers. And guess what, my friends? You've made your box and whisker plot. Okay? All right, so now let's actually go in and let's answer some questions, okay? So yeah. So we're going to do another video on interpreting. So this is one video on how to create your box and whisker plot. You'll have a Delta Math on that. And then the next video is going to be about interpreting a few things. All right, guys?